All right. Hello, everybody. Phil here with RevGravy, and I'm on here with Angus at Verve Fitness for a client case study. So let's start with Angus. Maybe just like for the people watching, tell us who are you? What does Verve do? What do you sell? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. My name's Angus. I'm the marketing team leader here at Verve Fitness. So we are a fitness equipment and wellness gear supplier here in Australia. So we do gym equipment, and we have a big sales team selling gym equipment around here in Australia. We started working with Phil a little while ago now, probably I would say 6 months ago. You might be able to correct me, Phil, but around 6 months ago. When we started, or when we got into the reason we reached out to Phil is because we had six sales reps at the time, and the whole sales process was like everyone was doing their own thing. We had all these different platforms and systems and quotes going out from different things. Everyone was doing things their own way, and it made it a complete nightmare to one, track anything and get metrics that we actually cared about, and two, be able to bring on board new salespeople and teach them how to, actually get success and self-manage their way to be able to, make money. Those were like the two really big problems we had. And our whole HubSpot was a complete mess when we came on board, and we kind of went, hey, Phil, like we don't even know where to start. Like we, it's all over the place, and we were able to work our way through that. So, Phil and the team worked out, like we plotted out what our, sales process kind of currently looked like, and how it would ideally look, and how we could kind of optimize everything in there. And then the team was great building out that new sales pipeline. In a way, one big issue we had was that, like, as us as management, we want to get good metrics on everything, but try getting salespeople to enter more data. It's an absolute nightmare. So we're working out ways, how can we make this as easy as possible, or automate this here, or pull this data from there, so that the sales team don't have to do that, to make it super easy, so that we'd actually get the data that we could trust. The team implemented the whole thing. We launched it. There were little things we had to tweak here and there, but the team were great at fixing those up, and were able to launch a new sales pipeline, kind of simplify and standardize how our team works. And like, since working with the guys, like in the last year, we've had 60% year-on-year growth. We've hired 50% more sales reps. Like, we've grown the sales team as well. It's much easier to onboard the sales team and go, hey, here's what you need to do to succeed. Here are the metrics we're tracking. Like, here's the report you need to look at. Just go do that. And, if they do that, they have a successful onboarding. Yeah.
I love it, man. At the beginning, what was it like when you didn't have the metrics? Like, just paint the picture for me a little bit before we got started, of like, what was what was the implication of like struggling to get metrics? What did things look like?
I mean, we get asked the question, like, what's our conversion rate if a rep makes 100 prospecting calls? What does that look like? And we had no idea. And we jump in to, try and forecast numbers. And again, there was no data we could trust. We look at the numbers and go, this is way off. Things were being entered in different ways. People were using deals differently. Some people weren't using deals at all. HubSpot was absolutely all over the place. And I was looking at it going, like, I don't even know where to begin, like what I'm looking at here. Everything was done in a different way, which made like reporting on anything and getting any data that we could actually trust nearly impossible. So, yeah.
Yeah. Problems of growing, I guess, right, with systems.
Yeah.
And all right, so and now, what do things look like now, if you could paint a picture?
Yeah. Well, I mean, now we've got the dashboard set up that we can just, as management, jump in. We can see how the sales team's doing, how their activities being, how it's trending to in the future, which allows us to have more confidence in what the sales team are doing, and that they're doing the right thing, and everything's working. But it also made it, a lot simpler for the sales team to be able to see how they're actually performing and tracking, and what they're doing, which, if it's easier for sales reps to see how they're doing, it's easier for us to train them, easier for us to onboard them, which means we can hire more people and grow the company. Yeah.
Love it. If I ask you what was the most important thing that you feel like we've done together in our work together, what would you say that was?
I would say right at the start when we started plotting out the set, like how the sales pipeline should look. So that was one of the things going into it is we had a bunch of reps doing things differently. And we kind of plotted out like, all right, here's what currently happens. There's a couple different ways it happens, but here's how it all happens. And we sat down with you, Phil, and went like, all right, well, how should this actually look? What's best practice? What's going to make it easiest for the reps? And best for actually converting people. And it ended up being different than we were currently doing it and that we thought it would look like. And then, I think that was probably one of the best things we did do because that before we jumped in, did a whole lot of work, we kind of worked out what it should look like. And then, implemented that and it worked great. Yeah.
That's awesome. Cool. Any last comments or notes for anyone watching this who's maybe considering or on the fence or struggling with the same stuff and not sure what to do?
Yeah. I mean, I can remember when I was looking for someone to help us out with HubSpot. And it was the kind of thing where I knew we had a big issue with HubSpot and everything was a mess, but I didn't really know what the actual problem was. That was one of the big things. And I was, looking around at different people and we jumped on a call with Phil. And before we even, we got into too much, we're already jumping into like what the actual problems are and having a look around the account and trying to, work it out. So it definitely gave me a lot of confidence that you guys knew what you were talking about, knew your stuff, and gave me confidence because I'm like, look, I don't really know if I'm being honest, I don't really know what the actual problem is here. There's just so much going on. It's so complicated. I have an idea of what we want it to look like in the future, but like just being able to, get that confidence from you guys was great. And then, you guys were able to fulfill on that. So 100%, recommend you guys. It took a big weight off my shoulders too, because, now I didn't have to lose my mind trawling through all this HubSpot data, trying to work out what's going on where, which was an absolute nightmare when I was trying to look into it. So it was like that clarity and that confidence that we actually were able to work out what the problems were, what the solution we wanted were, and, execute on that.
Yeah. Awesome. Sweet. I think that's a wrap, man.
Awesome. Thanks,
Thank
Phil.
you. Appreciate it. It's so interesting. I love hearing the journey. Like it's such a cool thing I'm pumped, man. I don't know. I just like, it's so cool to hear I experienced those problems when I was ahead of growth at a growing sales team. And it was so stressful to have to report on the numbers and spreadsheets, all spreadsheets everywhere and like duplicates and things not connecting. And it was like so hard when I was in the same problem. So yeah, I'm pumped to hear that. And it sounds like the clarity was really the big payoff to make the decisions of like, okay, we can hire more, or like that is what we should do, and then allocate the capital, which is awesome, man. So excited to hear that you guys grew 60%. I'm so pumped for you.
Yeah, no, it's kind of funny, like because we've been doing that for a couple of months now, and it just kind of feels like the normal now. So it is a bit like I forget that that's not, not everyone's growing 60% year on year. It's like, well, we're doing 60%. Let's do more, like let's grow more, right? But I forget that that's kind of, already like take a step back and look at it for what it is. Yeah. Yeah. But I hope that that was what you were looking for. I know I kind of jumped straight into like the whole thing straight away, but it seemed to like as in the, where we were, kind of what we did straight away. But yeah, I think that went well.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I'm also I'm gonna send this to an editor as well. I'll share it with you before it goes live, and then
no worries.
It's great. I mean, it's fine. It's awesome. I love it. It's perfect.
Yeah, cool. Hopefully that helps with your funnel.
Yes.
Yeah, that goes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I might actually just talking. So we hired 3 new salespeople that started last week. So they've been here like 2 weeks now. They're actually going to be working from an office down in Melbourne, so like across the country. But I think one of the boys, you've met Dan, haven't you? I think in some of the meetings.
He's one of your reps, right? One of your better performing reps?
Correct. Yeah. So he's like the team leader for those guys in the Melbourne office. He had some things that I think he wanted to check, like with reporting on prospecting calls, like we were looking at like some of the air calls not going through on report, some little things like that. So I think we might actually, I'm getting him to put together a list of what the issues are. And then I think we might just resume like that 2 weeks we still had, see if we can knock some of that out. And then if we need more time, get more time. But I don't think there's too much stuff in there, just some little stuff again before we get into the new all the new B2B stuff we're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, sick. Send it over anytime. I think I just froze. But yeah,
Yeah. All good. You're back.
send it over anytime. I'm happy to take a look. I don't know if we still have access to your HubSpot. If not, I'll just ask for it again and then
Yeah. I don't think so. I think I saw an email that it was removed, but yeah, we'll just, yeah.
yeah, no
But yeah,
biggie.
I'll list from down. I'll flick that through and we can resume that. Awesome.
Awesome, man. Thanks so much again. Really appreciate it.
No, all good. Happy to help. Hopefully it works well. I'm excited for you guys, be able to have some massive growth with Facebook, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if we could match 60%. That's pretty solid.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, with Facebook. That's why I love Facebook, because you can just kind of go to the moon in a way. It costs more, but you do have that room. Yeah. What do your ads look like? Are they
static right now? Are you asking like metrics?
No, more like the actual creatives, what the creatives look like.
Yeah, they're pretty crappy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think
Well,
they're
they're
pretty
already working.
crappy. I put them together on, I mean, you can see them on the ad library, but I put them together on
True.
Canva.
Yeah.
And then the offer needs a lot of work. It's pretty weak. It's turning HubSpot into like basically like you get a portfolio of sales factories. That seems to resonate with people.
A portfolio, what was that? A portfolio of sales factories.
Yeah, turn HubSpot into a portfolio of sales factories basically. Because there's the net new acquisition, then there's the expansion revenue, then there's renewal, then there's the repeat engine, right? And we internally we are referencing to those as factories so that they're each a contained factory that is measurable and modular, meaning you can you know where to go to tweak it. Everything's not like a hairball that's interconnected. Things are organized. And what I'm not doing in the offers, I'm not connecting it to business outcomes. So now that I'm going through the case study calls as well, it's really helpful to hear the implication of our work. Like I know that we did dashboards, but what is the implication of the dashboard? It's that you have clarity and you can make decisions at a leadership level, right? For example. So that's that and obviously like it drives revenue as well as another implication, but it's indirect. Like it's not like we set up an ad funnel for you and we can say our ads directly drove X revenue. It's more like a secondary system that's one layer removed. So the offer needs a lot of work, but yeah, the creatives are just Canva.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes oh man, I found with some of our ads, like the dumbest, ugliest ad, and I'm like, this is total crap. I'll throw it up anyway. And then it outperforms everything that I spent, a whole week making. Like we did that with all of our sale ads. The best performing ad for like our whole end of financial year sale was this iPhone photo I took of just while we were filming something in the studio. I just took a photo of one of our racks just on my phone and I threw it up with all the ads I was posting. And it ended up, outperforming like every other single ad that we'd spent all this time scripting and stuff. It was ridiculous. I'm like, it's just a fucking photo. Like, yeah, it was dumb. But sometimes Facebook's like that. It just picks like, there'll be one that just resonates, in a weird way. I've been having I don't know if you're going to do any like video stuff. Even for the images, actually, I've been having some success just the last couple of days, been scripting some stuff. I've thrown in, Breakthrough Advertising by Eugene Schwartz.
No.
Have you heard of that book? So that's like not copywriting, but like an advertising. He was an advertiser. It's an old book, but kind of goes through the principles of, he's actually the first guy. I don't know if you've heard of like the solution, like problem unaware, problem aware, solution unaware, solution aware. Like he's the one that came up with that like 40 years ago. So, and he's got a bunch of like frameworks in there. So I've had some success throwing that. I've just got like an ebook, downloaded an EPUB of it, some dodgy site. I'll just throw that in ChatGPT, and then Scientific Advertising by Claude Hopkins, which is more like, I don't know if you heard of that one either, but again, like an older book. It was probably written, I don't know, probably like 50 years old now, but he was like a direct marketing. Oh no. And he did like brand marketing campaigns, but he goes through all like the more general principles, like your headline, what your headline should do and what, always use specific numbers instead of generate, like things like that. And I found throwing those two in gets much better responses than just like, ChatGPT would, because it would follow like a framework. Like Eugene Schwartz, like his, how he'd write, and I would always start with like some kind of saying whatever is in your like prospect's head, like whatever their internal monologue is, like, you're stressed out about how complicated, how messy your HubSpot is, whatever you get into their mind, and then you kind of agitate that pain a bit and then start talking about the solution, which actually we've run a few ads like that, and they always seem to do well. The tricky bit is like getting into the like what they're actually saying in their head, because that's when you got to work out. That's why like we're
Yeah.
writing we're doing that with that new funnel. It makes it so much easier because I'm like, we're talking to one specific person, and I'm even like, I've worked out that we just want people that have already signed a lease for like a gym space, which again makes it like the things going through your head at that point are so different than if you haven't signed a lease yet, or like you've already signed a lease and already got like you got different
Mhm.
fears at each part. Yeah. But yeah, I found throwing those ebooks into ChatGPT helps with that kind of thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Like
Yeah.
scripting it. Yeah.
I started using another guy, uh a guy I know, he recommended using Manus AI.
Man,
Apparently you can give it like it has like a way bigger context window. Like you can give it like 10 Google Docs pages and like so much
true.
more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you can give it so much
Yeah,
more
yeah,
about
yeah. And it
your
will actually use it.
customer and stuff like that. Um,
Yeah. Because I find ChatGPT will kind of forget about it after a little while and I have to like re-remind it. Yeah.
yeah.
Interesting. I'll give it a try. Yeah.
Yeah, give it a shot. It's pretty, I mean, I like it. I'm not an expert at all, but they recommended it. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you thought about doing those? I see people do those like case study ads, like see how this person got this result from
I,
HubSpot.
I
That
hadn't
could
thought
even just
about
be
it.
like um, I think in this case it makes a bit more sense because there is this like it doesn't always make sense for everyone because it's like no one really wants to watch a case study, but in this case it might make sense because it's like, if your HubSpot's a mess, see how we got this result for this person. Uh, it's a more like you have the pain and the result there instead of just like, because no one really cares about their sales funnel. They care about their sales funnel because they care about revenue and not being stressed out with sales reps and all that. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Now that you
yeah.
mention it, actually, I bought a course from Frank Kern. You know the guy?
Frank Kern,
Yeah. He
Frank
was like,
Kern with a K.
yeah, Kern, Kern. He was like
Frank
the first guy to
Kern.
ever make like $1 million with an ebook.
Really,
There's
a
a
direct
super
response
old,
guy.
you would love this. There's a super old, I think you would love it. Super old interview of Frank Kern with Tony Robbins when the internet was new. It's from like the 90s or something. Um,
Is this it? Yeah. And John
yeah,
Reese as well. Was it this
yeah,
one?
yeah, I think it's like two
Oh,
of
this
them.
is so old. Yeah, I'll watch this.
Yeah.
Selling products on the internet. When was this? Oh, this was published on YouTube in 2013. It's probably older than that too.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I love it. I'll watch that.
Yeah, and this guy at one time ran like a promotion for $100 for like a full course on Facebook ads. It was during COVID and I bought it. I never did anything with it. So maybe now is a good time. Because he also had something of like make different audiences and then if they've watched your first couple of videos, then make a longer video for that audience and things like that.
I don't think you really have to do that anymore.
Okay.
With Meta, we've never. That kind of used to be. I mean, it's probably still. Actually, it might still be worth trying. We haven't like. I know the Meta with Meta used to be you'd have like a top of funnel campaign and then you have a middle of funnel for people that watch that. You kind of segment it out. But we found at least that you can kind of just dump everything in one and Facebook like make Meta will work it out. Like the algorithm's pretty good at or very good at like finding people and showing them the right thing. I know we did some with like our lead gen campaigns where I would just I'd set some like testimonial ads which didn't perform well on their own, but I would retarget them to people that like clicked but didn't fill out the form, and because our audience is so small, it didn't spend much at all. But sometimes we get a lead for like $1 of spend because someone would see that. So maybe that's worth trying. But at least what we found, and it's going to be different for, I guess we're doing lead. This is what I'm hearing from other people as well. Like all the targeting and stuff is just done in the creative now. Like,
I've heard that too.
especially there was a new update with Meta's algorithm, I believe, like somewhat recently. And yeah, all the target, like honestly, we set all targeting stuff in all of our ads just to Meta work it out. We don't do any audiences. And then we just like make sure that we do a lot of video ads, but we make sure like, the hook kind of does the targeting. Like we want to filter out people that aren't likely to buy so that Facebook can work out pretty quickly, like, hey, here are the people that watch these videos or click on these ads. Find more people like that. That seems to work well for us. But like, yeah, literally like our setup is in Facebook is so simple. It's like one campaign. We just do ad sets based on like if we are targeting different demographics. So for our, like we'll put different products in different ad sets, split them up. Like we tried a bunch of different setups. Lead gen, it's similar. It's like one ad set for like, this kind of gym. Sometimes we'll do a new ad set for like if we're testing like a new ad style or a new script, we might do a new ad set. But generally we just let like the ad set that's like per the type of person we're targeting. So Facebook kind of split it out, and then we just dump all our creative in there and let Facebook pick which ones it wants to use.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know if that's
Yeah,
helpful. It might
I've
not be
heard that
relevant,
too.
but
That they
yeah,
basically like listens to the video almost
yeah,
um
yeah, yeah.
and like
I've heard
reads the
some crazy
creative.
examples from other companies too. Like, um, one was like a plumbing company, and they literally like they put like the suburb that they were targeting and like homeowners in the suburb in like the hook, and they managed like they didn't even do any location based targeting and managed to get like really good leads at a good cost. Like, it's just all in the creative now. Yeah. Have you ever watched any Sam Ovens stuff?
No. No, the only thing I know about him is he's behind school,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah, so he started school. He used to do he had this business called consulting.com, which was just like he had like a basically a course kind of thing. Um, there's this one video from his, it's like 3 hours long and it's 7 years old now. Wow. And it's about Facebook ads. I'll drop the link here. I love it. I gotta watch it again. I had our new, oh, hang on, I'll just copy the timestamp. Yeah. I had our new like marketing high. I told him he should watch it. Yeah, I didn't realize it's 7 years old now, but he goes through like some specifics of Facebook ads, but it's more like the general, like he's very big into his like first principles. And that's where I first heard that term from him. And he goes through like what biases the Facebook algorithm has from like a human psychology perspective. So like Facebook, they want to do two things. They want to grow and they want to make money. And it's like if they just optimize for money, they would put an ad as every single post, but then everyone would stop using Facebook. And and if they want to grow, they could just put no ads at all, but then they don't make money. So they're kind of bouncing between these two. And then it goes into like, so if you got ads that are like entertaining, like people want to watch and it makes them money, it kind of ticks both boxes. And then Facebook will give you really good rates and, push you more. Whereas if you got an ad that's like people don't like and it's like invasive, it'll charge you a lot more because it's like, he goes through all of this. And he like there's a little bit of like the specifics in Facebook, but I think he did a good job of avoiding like, hey, do this setup exactly like this. It's more about like all the human principles behind it that don't change. So yeah, that's one of my favorite ones on Facebook ads, like more so than any. I don't know, a lot of the courses, it's like, here's the current strategy that currently works on Facebook, and then it changes in a fucking month when they update the settings. And yeah,
Awesome.
so I'd recommend that. Anyway,